So hello, good evening. So in today's home lesson video, we will be talking about literature in English and Igbo, as you can see it on the board. Okay, you know, a lot of people do not know that we have literature in Igbo. All right, just as we have literature in English, we also have literature in Igbo. But first of all, what is literature? Literature is just imaginative work of art. Imaginative work of art. And as we have imaginative work of art in English, that's the same way we have it in Igbo. Okay? There is this argument about history of literature. Some persons do not believe that there was literature in Africa. Okay? Some people believe that the history of literature commenced from the Western world. But I disagree with that. Do you know why? As long as there is Africa as a people, and in Africa we have African performances like New Yam Festival, like masquerading, like dance festivals, they are all literature. The difference is that in Africa, in Igbo, we have oral tradition and we have written works. Okay? In oral tradition, you will see the folk tales and stories that are not properly written down. And because they were not written down, it is believed by some persons that there was no literature. So as you are listening to me now, as you are watching this video, do you agree with me that because a certain work is not being written down, it does not exist? So in Africa, there is literature. Okay? That is what I want you to believe. And that is what we are talking about now. Igbo literature. Okay, we have two forms of literature in Igbo. One is oral tradition, and the second one is what? Written works. You can see them on the board here. Oral tradition and written works. Okay, so what are those oral traditions? Oral traditions are those literary works that were not written down. They are literary works that are passed from generation to generation orally. They can be in form of stories or tales. They can be in form of stories or tell like do you understand? You know akụkọ ifo, the stories of tortoise and the rest of them. They are all folk tales and they are what? Literature. Because all those things that they are not real. They are just imaginative work. Okay? They are just stories or tales that was created by human beings to teach morals. They were created for entertainment purposes, and they were created for so many other artistic reasons. Okay, and so it is what? Literature. But what oral literature? Some call it oral tradition. Okay, remember we are talking about Igbo literature. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay, so we also have written works in Igbo literature. All right, we have written works. When we come to written works, that is where you remember the likes of Wole Soyinka, the likes of Chinua Achebe, the likes of the stories like Death and King's Horseman, stories like The Gods are not to Blame, stories like Our Husbands Have Gone Mad Again and Our Wives Have Gone Mad Again by Olarotimi. We have stories like Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. They are all written literatures, okay, written works that are even owned by our own African brothers. Okay, so we have literature in Igbo. We have literature in Igbo, and we Africans, we practice literature. Now let me tell you, what are okay? Let's analyze drama as a form of literature in African setting. What is performance? Enacted performance in Igbo, like drama, like dance. Don't we have a space? We have a space. What are the forms of space? Let's say that in African setting, let's use dance festival for instance. When your village people are producing a Gede dance, for instance. As a dance production, they do rehearsal. That's practice. They have the lead dancer. They have director. Okay, let me cut it short. During the day of performance, they use a space. because we are trying to analyze space as a form of drama in African setting. And it is usually the arena stage, because we usually use the village square for African performances. So if you look at the core African performances from the pre-colonial period to this modern era, you will find out that they are all imaginative works, and they are all what? Literature. Okay, they are created to teach moral lessons, they are created for entertainment purposes, and they are created for every other reason by which literature meets. All right, so in Africa there is literature, and we have literature in Igbo. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos. Okay, so we have aims and benefits of Igbo literature. You know, and Igbos, we don't do things that is meaningless. Igbos don't do the things that are not beneficial. Okay, so whatever thing that is being performed is performed for a purpose. It is either to teach moral or for what? For entertainment purpose. These are the aims. The aims of Igbo literature is one, to teach moral lesson or to entertain. When you are listening to a folktale, if you listen attentively, you will find out that there is a moral lesson that the storyteller wants to pass to you. That is why in some cases, after telling the story, they will ask questions. What did you learn from this story? In as much as they are entertaining you with that story, they are also trying to what? Teach you morals. Okay, so now we have the benefits of Igbo literature. First of all, do you all agree with me that Igbo literature helps to preserve our culture? It helps to preserve our culture. For instance, there are some videos we watch online, because of the costume that the person is putting on, the cap, the makeup, you can easily identify that this person is an Igbo person. For instance, if one ye aqua native attire, you can easily say now okay, do you understand? Same thing with other tribes. There are some costumes, some makeups that an actor will put on in the video that you're watching. You don't even need them to tell you. You don't even need to listen to their language. You have already known that this character is portraying an Igbo person. All right. So it is also what? It is also for what? Expression of identity. We say it preserves culture, it expresses identity, and then entertaining. Okay. In the identity part, just like I said, from what someone is putting on, from the makeup the person is wearing, you can easily say that this character on stage is what? An Igbo person. This character is representing an Igbo person. Do you understand? So, and again, it entertains. It also, Igbo literature entertains. Okay, folktale entertains, storytelling entertains. Our New Year festivals, if you come there, you see masquerades, see dancers everywhere. They are all trying to what? Entertain you, and at the same time portray who they are, and at the same time preserve their what? Culture. Okay, so we in our subsequent videos, we will also talk about whether actually literature of drama or storytelling or prose or poem originated from Africa or from the Western world. Okay, make sure you are following this channel, make sure you subscribe, and don't forget to press that notification bell so that whenever the next video drops, you will easily see it. Okay, so you are going to help me do something. Share this video and also subscribe and also enjoy, follow up. So don't forget our classes. We have in oral tradition, we have akoko, that's their stories, and in written works we have what? Okunka and Ihodide. Ihodide first. Okunka can be written and can be oral. Okay, then Ihodide is what? Written. Just like I told you, the likes of Chinua Achebe, our own almighty Chinua Achebe, and the works that authored Things Fall Apart. And then Death and King's Husband by Olo Soyinka. Our husbands have gone mad again, our wives have gone mad again, Strong Breed, and so many other literary works. Okay, Joy of Motherhood by and the rest of them. In conclusion, the Igbo, there's literature in Igbo. That's what I wanted to know. And those Igbo literature are in two forms: oral tradition and what? Written works. Okay? And those other traditions, we have folk tales. In one of our videos, we can even tell the story. Stories and the rest of them. In written works, we have written poems, dramas, prose, and the rest of them that are all what? Written down. So thank you so much for following my channel. Thank you for subscribing. Bye. See you in our next video. Ciao.